Welcome to Book That Commercial. My name is Akia, and today I'm going to talk about 5 actor must-haves. Stay tuned. Alright, so today I'm going to talk about 5 actor must-haves. So these are 5 things that actors must have, should have, because if they do have these things, it is going to make their auditioning life and their booking life so much more better. They'll feel ease. They won't feel stressed. They won't feel anxiety. Okay, so these are things to have on hand for auditioning purposes, things to have on hand so that when you're booked, you don't have to scramble and look for things, okay? So let's get started. 1, for booking purposes, you should have a valid ID and a passport. Your passport should be valid, meaning you should have at least, some countries, if your passport is going to expire 5 to 6 months, it's invalid, okay? So you definitely want to check to make sure that your ID, your state ID, as well as your passport are well up to date and their expiration date is far out, okay? So that's one thing that you want to have prepared, ready to go at all times, because if you audition for something and you book something and they need to fly you out the next day to a foreign country, it's going to be a problem if your ducks are not in a row. But also too, when you submitted or your agent submitted you, it should have been known that your materials, your ID, and your passport were already up to date. Maybe you said, oh yeah, they're up to date. You told your agent, yeah, they're up to date. And then you realized, no, they weren't up to date. Some agents do ask for you to send a copy of that information, upon them submitting an audition for you, just in case, because you just never know. They want to cover their ducks as well. So you just want to make sure that your ID is valid, your passport is valid. They will not be expiring anytime soon. Okay? 2, post-COVID life vaccine card. You need that vaccine card because there are still some sets that are vaccine mandated. Okay? So the vaccine mandate has really, really loosened up, I feel like, across the United States at least. But you still have a lot of studios, a lot of smaller production companies, ad agencies out there that are still requiring that their talent, their cast, and their crew be fully vaccinated, okay? You're probably going to be able to work on a lot of sets that don't require it, but there are some sets that are still requiring it. So if you get booked, okay, you want to be able to work on that set. So please have your valid vaccine card ready to go, have it handy. Don't say, oh my gosh, I don't know where it's at. When I stopped wearing my mask, I just totally forgot about it. No, keep it in a safe place. Keep it with your passport so that this way all of those important items are just ready to go for auditioning and booking purposes. Number 3, okay, so I know that there's a lot of places where you can go to get your self-tapes done, okay? If you have a callback or you're on an avail check or they want a second audition or a third audition, or you have a live Zoom callback or something of that nature. Sometimes a lot of actors like to go to professional self-taping services so that they can just get that elevated level of high quality, camera, lighting, and backdrop and all that kind of stuff, which is understandable. That's great. But I think that in today's world, every actor should at least have the bare minimum, bare bones self-tape set up at their home, okay? You don't need a fancy camera. You don't need fancy lights. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on a backdrop, okay? You can get some really, really great items for a really low cost. I think it's really important to have your own self-tape set up at your home so that this way when auditions come in, you're not scrambling, you're not trying to figure out where to go, or if they don't have any appointments left, or if none of your friends are available that have setups at their house. And so just to make your life easier, have a simple self-tape setup at home. And if you need a virtual reader, you can always get one through like We Audition services like that. So if you're the type of person who uses self-tape services for all of your self-tapes, and that's what you feel comfortable doing and that's what you like to do, that's fine. But I think that as a backup, every actor, every working actor should still have something at home. Okay, still have something, the bare minimum at home, because you just never know. You might need to put on a self-tape Your agent might request something last minute. I mean, anything can happen. So just have your own personal self-tape setup at home for just security reasons, okay? Number 4. Okay, so we all have a specific type. You should know what your type is. If you don't know what your type is, you should really figure that out, okay? Once you know your type, you should get a few pieces in your wardrobe that really are geared towards that type. For example, my type is attorney, young mom, nurse, teacher. Those are my 4 main types. So I do have 2 sets of scrubs. I have a lot of like young mom clothing, okay? I have some blazers and some dress pants for that lawyer look. And I have some really nice blouses to dress up as a teacher or a social worker. So have a few pieces in your wardrobe that are directly correlated with your type, okay? So that this way, the bulk of auditions that you receive are going to be your type. So you definitely want to have your type of wardrobe in your arsenal, because it's just going to make your life easier instead of screaming like, oh my God, I'm a nurse again? What did I use last time? Okay, I think I wore this. This is really with nursing. Oh my gosh. So just alleviate the stress and anxiety out of your life. Find out what your type is and get wardrobe that caters to that type, okay? Look at the 3 or 4 or 5, 6 different types that you are. What do they wear? Pick a few pieces. You can mix and match, okay? Make your life easy and just have those on hand. Okay, that's one. Number 5 is for my ladies. Well, men too, I guess. Men too. So this is, number 5 is having good quality makeup. Is so important. Every type of makeup does not look good on camera, under lights, in certain type of backdrops. Certain types of makeup just don't work well with the camera and with the light. So you really want to find really, really good makeup foundation specifically that really is built for the camera and the lights, okay? And you can go to Sephora, you can go to Macy's, you can go to Nordstrom, any of these department stores, and you can just let them know, I'm an actor or I'm on camera a lot. I need a high quality foundation for camera, for lights, and they will definitely direct you to the correct foundation that works for you and for the world that you work in, okay? So it's really, really important. It will make your life so much more easier because let me tell you something. I have used a lot of cheap foundations over the years, and when I got high quality, really good foundation that was a little bit more money, but in the long run, it just works better. Like, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry how you look, if you're sweating, if the lighting is off, if you have a smudge here. Like, just get quality makeup and you put on the makeup and you just let it go. You don't have to do anything else. It does its job. It makes you look fabulous. It makes you look professional. It makes you look clean and sleek and put together like you're already on set. That's what you want, right? And an addendum to that is wigs. Okay, so for women, I think that it really is just beneficial for us to have at least 1 or 2 wigs, and have 1 or 2 wigs that really cater to the type of characters that you go out for, okay? You don't need to have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 wigs. Now, if that's your thing and that's what you want to do, then hey, do it. But really, I think 1 to 2 really good wigs that can really just create a different character look for one of your types is just going to be the icing on the cake. And it'll make your life easier too, because you'll be able to have variety with the types of character looks that you can play for different casting directors and for different projects and for different stories. And it just adds just another level of dimension of who you are as an actor and the choices that you make and the characters that you can create. Okay. All right. So that was it. That was a quick video. So I just wanted to go over the 5 must-haves for actors. There's a lot of must-haves, but I think that these 5 are things that you really, really need to make sure that you have for auditioning and for booking purposes. Okay, it's going to make your life so much more easier, all right? And with that being said, thank you so much for tuning into another video. Head over to the website, www.bookthatcommercial.com. I've got merchandise, I've got freebies, and I've got services to help you, okay? And have a wonderful night. See y'all next time. I'm digging this vibe. Hey, hey.